flights, just a lost weather balloon. An Air Force spokesman confirms tonight that this was no flying saucer.
Alright guys, this is the Bosch that I have shown on a previous video, running it with a small battery. I took it apart and I took all the windings off, and it was pairs, north-south pairs, and I'm gonna redo it with all north groups. Now I want you to observe something here. I have marked this brush right here, this one right here, and I'll be putting some more red on it, and also this one apart at 180 degrees, and that is the hooking brush for, as you can see right there, for the pairs. And this is the hooking shaft. End of the shaft, this is where I put the sprocket that is going to have the gear on, and this is it. So this is gonna be my positive, and the way that I have been firing it, what I did on this is the brush board. I removed the spring so we can see it, and this type of motor here, this is the Bosch 20 poles. It doesn't allow, unless I modify that, but the brushes fall exactly in a position. The way you can see there that I have it on, like I have it on the diagrams, that the brush is almost starting to touch on that commutator, and this is a counterclockwise motor, so that's the way it rolls the wheel on the scooter. So now, according to this is not clear, so we cannot see it, but the brush sits not exactly at the center of the stators, but a little bit off this way. You can see that the brush sits somewhere in here, right? So if we look at it, it sits like 3/4 of the magnet on both ends. So anyways, the way I was firing it, this is the north coil and this is the south on the pairs. So it was firing it, the bisector will be right here on the center of the coils and right here. So it is actually firing at the end of the magnet of both. And so according to the other hookup, it'll be jumping too and doing this. But anyways, you'll see the difference of the amount of the type of winding when we do this motor in oh, this is hard magnet, very, very strong. And yeah, I don't want to. There's ceramic magnets. And anyway, this is the winding, and this is my starting point. I wind like this, so if we get positive there, going like this, we'll be projecting these 4 poles north and these 4 south. So like you saw it previously on there. So it's going like this. I'm sorry, you gotta get your hand like that, like this, and it's going in like this towards my fingers. So projection north here. So now on the group coils, we had two options for the 20 poles. First, I proposed this one, which was grabbing. Sorry, it's this one here, wrapping 5 poles, and you see the bisector will be right on the center of the third pole for both. But like I said before on the forum, when we have number 4 coil of G2 right here, it's gonna be pretty close to there. But then we have to check it on reality and see which one is more suitable for us. The difference on this type of motor between grabbing 5 poles and grabbing 4 poles, it affects the speed of the motor. And it's why? Because it's a bigger, wider coil configuration, and it'll have a bigger throwout angle, bigger, wider. So the speed achieved by one throw is much distance than by a 4 pole. Now the way I had it, as you can see, this motor was wound 4 poles, and here's the one that I sacrificed to take the parts off, and I tried to do this, but I had to cut the shaft and to get the sprocket out and to get the commutator out on this motor. So you can see the shaft is not a simple shaft. It has to be lathe, and it's got a different diameter here than here, and then the bearings, and it's got for the retaining rings another difference here. So it was gonna be not a piece of cake to do this shaft and have it mount on the, so I decided to unwire. But anyway, the point here is on the symmetric model, they're grabbing 5 poles, and it's got about 8 turns per pole, per coils. But and again, this is the symmetric. So I'm going to be doing it. I'm gonna first try to wind it with 5, and then I mount it in there, check with the brushes, and see. I'm gonna wind 2, G1 and G2, group 1 and group 2 first, and then I'm gonna check it against the brushes and see what happens. Okay guys, I took it apart and I still haven't unhooked it here. I'm gonna redo it with another wire, but just you guys have an idea. Now I have turned the picture upside down so you understand. I'm setting G1, which is this brush right here, and it's this one here which is hooked. Now if you notice the way the brush the commutator element sits is right across 2 poles, and this is the way that we have it here. We have it exactly like that. So that means I'm gonna have to start from 1 pole away, which is right here, and I'm gonna grab 5 poles. So it's gonna be 1 pole behind, which is this one right here. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna come up this way. Now this is gonna be north, and this is all north, so they all are gonna be the same way. So this is 1 turn, and I'm gonna turn, this is the same wire that was there, 2, and 3, oops, and 4. I'm gonna go 6 turns, and 5, and 6. Now I'm gonna jump one more pull, and I'm gonna come down, and I'm gonna come up in another pull, and that's one turn, 2, 3, and of course this is tighter. I'm just doing it for the video. And 4, and 5, and 6, and then I'm gonna go another pull down, and I'm gonna come another pull before, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we see how compact it's coming out, and we already have 3 and it's a total of 4. So we go to the last pole here, and we go before, and we do the last coil. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to hook it to the brush. This is, I lost the count, 3, I guess. I'm going to take these apart anyways. Let's say 4, 5, and 6. So gonna go another one. Just, that's it, and come back here, and then we're gonna come back and find this guy right here, the matching one, which is already marked here below, and I'm gonna come like this. So this is it. So we are having a very much more compact coil here, but again we have to push. We'll have to push in here and make sure this is pushed in all the way, and so on. I have to do it with lesser wire, but anyways, now I'm gonna hook it, cut it, and I'm gonna use another wire to do G2, and G2 will be forward right here. So I'm gonna compare then against the stators and see if 5 will be fine. Okay, so I'm already done hooking it below here, and I'm going to do G2, and G2 we can see right there is ahead of G1. So this is the way I'm doing it, and this is my first coil of G1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I gotta start on 2, 5 pulls down for G2, meaning if I started right here, then I'm starting right here. So I'm gonna look from here, 5 pulls down, it's right here. Okay, so I'll go 3, 4, 5, it's right here, and I'm gonna start my first coil of G2. So that's 1 turn, 2 turns, 4 turns, 5 and 6, and I'm gonna do like 4 because otherwise it's gonna take longer. So now I'm jumping another one here, and I'm coming before, so it's right here, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna try, this is the coil number 1, the furthest out one that I took apart from when I was doing the north-south pairs. And I have chosen it as G2 because it was right at the end of the circumference of the rotor, and it is the one that contains less cable. So I want to see if that'll contain about the same amount of wire. So anyways, I'm going to jump to the third, 1, 2, 3, and I'm already there. 5 is coming down here, so I go do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and you gotta be more careful because it's got sharp edges of steel, and 5. Anyways, right here. So we got the third coil, and I'm gonna go into the fourth coil, which is gonna be the last coil. Is gonna be the very forward one. So that's gonna be 3, 4, 5. I come up here, and then I do 6 here. So, and this will give me an idea of give you guys an idea. This is number 3 turn, and 4, wait, wrong slot, and it's easy to make a mistake here, guys, so gotta be paying attention. I'm watching the camera and seeing if you guys are seeing it well. So here it's 4 wires and 5 and 6. So this is it. So yeah, this is what it should look like underneath. Then again, I have it too bulky. It's using too much space out. I have to push this thing down right on the slots here and push them with a with a wooden flat piece and get them one by one as I wind. No waiting at this point though. Then going in here, and again, of course, that will have the insulation. So this will be matching this one right here. So yeah, it's right there. So now it's just, this is just done, so I can put it back on the starter and check for the position in here, which is, and yeah, this thing is gonna suck it right through. Yeah. So what we have here, it's this way. So yeah, same positioning we had before. So if we get our brush right here, this is the way it falls in here, and we got it entering. I'm gonna put it right in between the two so you guys realize what I'm meaning. And yeah, see that right there? It's got the brush, and you can see the brush right there. No autofocus here. Anyways, it's right there. And now I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna see what we have here. Now, we see here the last coil center pole is right here. So that means it's before. Let me zoom back. Not that much. So the last coil is number 3 pole center bisector is right here, so it's fine. And it is about to get disconnected. So I'm gonna take my chances and do it with 5. See right there. So, oh wait, this is supposed to go that way. So yeah, we had it the other way around. This is leaving. No, it is fine. This is G2 right here, and it'll be leaving because it's gonna rotate that way. So let me just set it leaving, no contact. And of course, I don't have the time on the video to assemble it, but it'll be the best way will be to put the bearings at least in one end so we could rotate it. And okay, so right there is no contact. It's off. It's gone. So let's see where the last coil from G2 is staying at. Okay, it's right here. So it's still not in the center of the magnet, which is, see right here, this is the one. This guy right here, because this is the last coil, is 1, 2, and 3. It's right here, and we can see that right there it's not centered with the magnet yet. Okay, but again, we have to realize that there is another pushing force here energizing fully this coil, which is set behind, and it's going to repel and attract, so it's going to assist the one that is disconnecting. So it's going to push it. It's not going to be a hesitation here, but still it's pretty well aligned here. You can count the number of poles according to here and see that number 5 is off right here. It's not much, but there is no, it'll be here, it'll be right on the center, but it's here. So gonna give it a try that way. Oh, I don't know, it's at the end we'll see. I gotta figure out still how many turns I'm gonna use on the whole thing. I measure resistance and go from there. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.